David Lammy, Labour's Foreign Secretary, is now at the centre of a full-blown sleaze scandal, with legal threats looming over a controversial scheme that critics say could hand the keys of Britain's foreign policy to some of the most powerful and most controversial corporations in the world. Oil giant Shell, defense giant BAE Systems. Both have faced accusations of human rights violations, and now, under Lammy's plan, staff from these firms could be working inside the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office itself. This is a political firestorm in the making, one that's already prompted calls for judicial scrutiny, and could open the door to an explosive legal battle. Let's break it down. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. We have released our new I'm Not Far Right t-shirts. There are two different variants which come in black and blue. You can find them at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Let's get into today's video. The row began back in March when Lammy gave a speech to the Chambers of Commerce. In it, he pushed for what he called a sustained cultural transformation inside the FCDO, one that would make the department better at representing the interests of British business abroad. Lammy's pitch? Send UK diplomats on placements to major corporations like Barclays and Octopus Energy, and in return invite private sector workers from companies like Shell and BAE Systems to take up roles inside the Foreign Office. According to Lammy, this would help his team gain commercial experience, making them better equipped to land trade contracts, overcome market access barriers, and secure investment for the UK. But what Lammy sees as a bold partnership, others see as a dangerous blurring of lines between government and big business. Nicholas Hildyard, founder and director of the environmental organisation The Corner House, has warned that this scheme is a recipe for serious conflicts of interest and may even violate the government's own commitments to human rights and international law. He points out that both Shell and BAE Systems have faced serious allegations in the past. Allegations that, in his words, put them on a collision course with Britain's stated values. This scheme cries out for judicial scrutiny, Hildyard said, warning that seconding corporate employees into government roles could open the door to improper influence at the heart of foreign policy. The controversy deepened when the Times revealed that in June, Lammy had written directly to Shell and BAE Systems, inviting their staff into Whitehall diplomatic roles. In that letter, Lammy told the firms that his ambassadors around the world were tasked with helping our companies in landing contracts, overcoming market access barriers, and winning investment internationally. He went on to say that he believed the Foreign Office and Shell shared a strong endeavour in navigating the fast-evolving geopolitical climate. Critics argue this language sounds less like a government maintaining independence, and more like a government offering itself up as an extension of corporate lobbying power. Lammy, for his part, has pushed back hard. "I will always put the economic interests of British workers first," he told reporters. And an FCDO spokesperson has outright rejected the accusations of sleaze, insisting that secondments between the civil service and the private sector are commonplace, and that rigorous standards will be applied on confidentiality, security, and managing potential conflicts of interest. They argue that such partnerships provide valuable insight into the needs of UK business, and can help shape foreign and economic policy to work hand in hand with commercial strategy. But the assurances haven't stopped the questions. If private sector employees are placed in positions of influence within the Foreign Office, who are they truly serving? The British public or their corporate employers? And with Shell and BAE Systems both carrying baggage from past controversies, critics say this is an accident waiting to happen. The threat of legal action is now hanging in the air. Campaigners are hinting at a potential court challenge, saying the proposal could breach standards of good governance. If that happens, it could drag Lammy and the Labour government into a long, damaging legal fight just months into their time in office. David Lammy wanted to transform the culture of the Foreign Office, but instead, he may have sparked one of the biggest political rows of the year, one that goes to the heart of public trust in government. This is not just about a few secondments. This is about the relationship between political power and corporate influence, and whether Britain's foreign policy is being shaped in the interests of the people or the interests of big business. And as legal threats gather on the horizon, one thing is certain: this story is far from over.
In other news, Zia Yusuf has demanded the removal of more than 1.2 million individuals residing illegally in Britain, alongside approximately 10,000 foreign nationals currently serving prison sentences. Speaking to the media, Reform UK's head of the Department of Government Efficiency declared Labour's move to deport foreign criminals is an attempt to win a news cycle. Mahmood has vowed to send foreign criminals packing in her latest pledge to deport criminals immediately after sentencing in the UK. Mahmood said of the plans, "This government is taking radical action to deport foreign criminals as part of our plan for change. Deportations are up under this government, and with this new law, they will happen earlier than ever before. Our message is clear: if you abuse our hospitality and break our laws, we will send you packing." Speaking to the media, Yusuf stated, "We need to deport not just the foreign criminals in this country, we need to deport the 1.2 million plus illegal migrants who are also criminals. Ultimately, the clue is in the name, in the terminology, illegal migrant." He continued, "There are north of 1.2 million illegal migrants in this country, and there's more than 10,000 foreign nationals languishing in our jails, and all we're seeing from Labour at the moment is an attempt to win a news cycle and to get in front of British voters." Yusuf dismissed Labour's recently announced policy of removing individuals before they can lodge appeals as nothing more than political theatre. This concept of deport now, appeal later, the proof that it's just purely for the visuals is the fact that they've gone after something that looks like a DFS slogan, he said. The Reform UK official argued that existing legislation already permits swift removals, suggesting the government's announcement represents no meaningful change. He explained, "And here's the kicker on all of this. This has been law for years. The reality is, all that's going to happen is you're going to mark my words, you're going to see injunctions from the legal industrial complex that are going to stop those deportations from happening because of the ECHR. The ECHR prevents these deportations from happening, so forget about the appeal. Most of the preventions and the frustrations of deportations occur as a result of injunctions from these lawyers, and that's going to continue to happen. So all this is an attempt to win a news cycle. We're not going to see any change." Yusuf insisted that Britain must withdraw from the European Convention on Human Rights to achieve his proposed deportation targets. He concluded, "The only way to solve this problem is, frankly, not just leave the ECHR, but disapply all of the other aspects of international treaties that prevent these deportations from happening." And I want to stress here, we've narrowed the scope of the deportation conversation to around the 10,000 or so foreign criminals inside our jails. We should be talking about the 1.2 million people plus who are already here. Those people need to be deported as well. Yusuf's remarks lay bare a deep and escalating divide in the national debate over immigration and deportation policy. While Labour has positioned its new measures as a bold and decisive step towards strengthening public safety and restoring public confidence, Reform UK has dismissed the announcement as little more than political theatre designed to win a news cycle. For Yusuf, the problem runs far deeper than the government's stated focus on the 10,000 foreign nationals currently behind bars. He argues that the estimated 1.2 million individuals living in Britain illegally should be at the centre of the discussion, warning that without their removal, any claim of real progress would be hollow. His criticisms extend beyond party politics, pointing to what he sees as the fundamental obstacle of Britain's adherence to the European Convention on Human Rights, which he claims enables legal injunctions that derail deportations before they begin. The clash between Labour's high-profile pledge and Reform UK's calls for mass removals reflects a broader tension between legal obligations, political ambitions, and the scale of enforcement required. With immigration and public safety continuing to dominate the political agenda, the question of how and whether Britain can deliver on such sweeping deportation promises is set to remain one of the most polarizing issues in the months ahead.
What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.